So how do we get those percussions? There's a number of methods you could use. I'll show you the one I use, and I think that this method gives you a lot of wiggle room to get creative. You know, it's not just a straight path. So generally, I'll try to find a percussions folder in some sort of sample pack, and I just hop in Edison, and I scroll through them while recording. That should be enough, but I mean, you can get as many as you want. The more, the better, so that it's always dynamic and changing throughout the track. You're not going to get a lot of repeating noises. You just drag and drop it into Slice X. It's going to slice it up automatically. I like to clean it up a bit, so I delete these ones that slice the samples in half. And then let's just throw this, I don't know, 7. Got these bad boys. I'm going to put the BPM up a little bit, and then just make a quick beat. Put that one there. Right now you got this. Something I like to do is take the volume tab here, activate it, and so whenever it plays those samples, at the start it'll be at full volume, by the end it'll be silent. You make it real quick so that they're all about the same length. And you don't have a lot of samples dragging on, maybe screwing you up with like lower frequencies or just any background noise that could be there. And you hop in here to the speed tab. You activate this. So what this does basically is when a sample is activated, it's going to start playing at normal speed, and then by the end of the sample, right, it will be playing twice as slow because this is going down, right? So you'll hear this effect. So it's slowing down. If you speed it up like this, see, and this is why you would want like way more than just 23 samples. I'd probably go through my entire percussion thing. So what I like to do is I also keep the pitch automated. And then just make things a little bit more interesting here. A little bit of reverb never hurt. I like to automate my reverb. I would automate the wet input to be silent, and then near the end I'll have it come in and then reset, so it's not, you get this effect. So imagine there's a beat, and at the end of this beat you might have like a little drum breakdown, and then like the ambient sweep from this coming in the background. Just adds a little extra emotion. Just automate the panning, so that's always moving. Left and right, kind of. Something else you could do is you record these here in Edison, these percussions. You right click, tools, drum loop stretch. So you keep it the same pitch, the same distance. Keep auto slice on and insert tails on, and you just hit maybe echo grains, right? So this is a method of stretching it's going to do. Hit accept. And you're going to notice little artifacts that it's added to it. Right? And then you can just do that a number of times. Auto slice on, maybe stretch this time, and then pogo, and then auto slice again. Now you got this. And then you just drag and drop that in. And then you just maybe record another section with different parts and you throw it through that same processing. And you get a lot of unique sounds that you otherwise wouldn't. You get a lot of background noises that aren't too intrusive, but they fill in a lot of empty spaces in the track. I think it's a pretty good method. You could, if you want, stretch it to be twice as fast, so like that. Sorry, stretch it to be twice as slow, so twice the length. Maybe I'll go like that, or maybe I'll do echo grains this time because I like the way that sounds. As you can see, it's going to be twice as slow as the original. So just throw it into another slice X, right? And there you go, you can just do the same thing that we did earlier. Another method that I like to use for a similar effect, but you have a bit less control over it, is hop in Serum, and it doesn't have to be Serum, but you just get a saw wave. So you're going to put it way low and then play maybe a lower octave note, right? And you get those clicks. And so you put a formant filter on there. You can kind of hear it sounds like a vowel bass. And the reason you have less control over this is because that clicking obviously is representative of the frequency and not an LFO controlling the speed of the clicks or anything. So as you increase the pitch, the clicks are going to increase. And so you can just automate the pitch, and you can automate the cutoff of the formant filter. Right? But you don't need Serum for this. You could use, you could use any thing you want, and all you gotta do is get this free plugin here, Effector. And Effector has a built-in formant filter. So I'm going to remove the formant filter on this, and then just use this one. Just do that. You could for sure do something like this. You could record the Serum here. Hit record. Right, drop this into a slice X, and then go to auto slice and then sharp auto slicing, and it should get you a pretty decent way there. You could change the volume cutoff to be really, really quick so that you only get that initial click, and then you have a bit more control over it. Something like that. See what this sounds like. Sounds good to me. Throw that like in an ambient track or something, you know? Get it sizzling.